Good morning, everybody. That was a cool bird's eye view of young Dundas Square. Steph's back. Steph, I missed you. How was your 2 days off?
I missed you too. My 2 days off were really great. There's not much you can do besides, sleep, watch TV, and I did a lot of that.
Good. You deserve it. I'll tell you that. And now you get right back to what's driving us wild. And I know you get a lot of viewer tweets. So you're dedicating this to answering one of those today.
Exactly, yeah. And today we're talking about pedestrian safety. There's just a concern about, just being a pedestrian in the city and the rules of the road. And I find it interesting about how many people really don't know the rules of the road, both as drivers and as pedestrians. Like, one thing that you should see, you see all these people walking across the walkway right here, and that the light is flashing and saying, don't go. When that starts, you're not supposed to start crossing the road. You should only start crossing when that walking person is up there. So a lot of people don't really know that or really follow that or care to.
You sound like, really, do we need to remind people of this? Yes, pedestrians and drivers alike, because accidents keep happening and you don't want to report on any more of those. That's the part of your job that you detest.
Detest it, Dee. And I don't know, how do you feel about walking around in the city?
Well, I do both. The only thing I don't do is cycle, because my husband won't allow it. He's so worried about
I won't
people driving and multitasking and all that.
Yeah.
So I walk a ton and I drive a ton, and I see concerns on both sides. So sometimes when you're walking, people are not looking. They don't notice you, even though you think you're in the clear. And you've got to assume they're going to go full speed ahead.
Exactly.
And then the same is true for drivers. Sometimes they've got too much on their mind and you think they see you. So you have to act as your own best advocate as a driver or pedestrian, right? Assume, like Young Drivers of Canada, defensive driving, assume they're going to make a mistake to protect yourself.
Absolutely. You have to make that eye contact before you start. I always make the eye contact. So we actually got an email submission from Jules, who's concerned about this very thing. And this is what she says. What drives me absolutely bonkers are drivers who do not stop before the crosswalks at intersections. I don't know why they can't understand the concept of stop the car before the line so that pedestrians can actually walk straight to the other side without having to walk on the road where the cars are coming straight at them. That is a serious problem. I've seen it time and time again. And last year alone, we had 54 pedestrians that were either killed or seriously injured in motor vehicle collisions involving pedestrians. So take a look at what the city is doing right now to implement more pedestrian head start signals. The signals have popped up at nearly 2,500 intersections in Toronto, and it goes a little something like this. All traffic lights go red, the pedestrian walk signal turns on, giving pedestrians a 5-second head start to cross before any driver puts their foot on the gas.
I personally like it, but I do find that some vehicles will still go on, not realizing that their light is still red. But as a pedestrian, I like it. I appreciate the go ahead first.
I feel like in areas like this, it's pretty safe, but when you get into more residentially, less trafficy, the cars have they don't really care.
I feel safe. Yeah, I haven't noticed anything, but I do feel safe.
Whether you notice them or not, Roger Brown, the director of traffic management, says intersections like this one at Bloor Street West and Christie is just one of many that put the most vulnerable first.
From a safety perspective, there's been a number of research studies shown that basically it can reduce the amount of pedestrian collisions by up to 60%. We've seen a marked reduction in terms of pedestrian collisions around the city, although admittedly a significant part of that may be due to COVID-19. But at the same extent, you can't negate the benefits that we're already seeing with respect to the implementation of this program.
This program is a part of the Vision Zero initiative started in 2017, focused on reducing traffic-related fatalities and serious injuries on Toronto streets. There are 9 corridors that will see nearly 250 pedestrian head start signals added by the end of 2021. Statistics provided by Toronto Police have shown that there has been a stark drop in pedestrian-related collisions compared to 2020. Now, Fernand Vartanian from Onlia Insurance says that the pandemic, along with the recent time change, both have to be considered when looking at these numbers.
Let's not let the numbers sort of fool us in terms of, it's a positive story, don't get me wrong, but the fact is that there just hasn't been as many vehicles and people out there. The spring forward causes drowsiness, and the drowsiness is the equivalent of almost being under having a blood alcohol level of 0.05. People don't necessarily know that, and as you know, 0.05, if you're sort of caught with that blood alcohol level, you actually lose your license for 3 days.
Yeah, Dee. So a lot of people, they don't know that. And springing forward, we always say, oh, more daylight means, that things are going to be great, but your circadian rhythm is thrown off. Right now, I think that we're kind of getting back into the rhythm of things and not feeling so as tired. But it's all about giving yourself extra time, not rushing, and just sharing the roads as drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists, right? It's not just on the drivers. It's everybody's duty to do that.
It's sort of like that jet lag, that fog that you get that might make you delay just by a fraction, right? So you got to be extra cautious. Love it, Steph.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if anybody wants to submit their concerns, just tweet me or head to our website and submit on the form for What Drives You Wild, and I will take a look at it.
At Stephanie Henry is her name, and you look like a beautiful spring floral bouquet.
Oh,
Great
thanks,
to have you
Dee.
back. Thanks so much,
Miss
Steph.
you a lot.
Miss you too. Always love chatting with you. Can't wait to see her in the flesh.
Oh, can't wait.
It's okay, we'll take this for now. All right, coming up next, is Ontario considering making remote learning permanent for all boards going forward? What that means for families and you parents at home, coming up.